Hey, what is up, mortals? Welcome to part 2 season 1 of What If Deku Was an AFO Fan. I just wanted to greet you guys by just saying, sit back and relax, you're in for a treat. So, we begin. Welcome to the League. That echoed in Izuku's mind as he rested that evening. Finally, he was living a life worth living. Not only was he working with villains, he was working for him. All for one. He had been told to return home and rest so as not to arouse suspicions, and Izuku heeded these orders to the letter. He was also given a second phone designed specifically to contact members of this League of Villains, as it was called, and be untraceable by normal methods or most quirks. So far, Izuku's phone had only two contacts, Shigaraki and Kirigiri. These contacts were hidden inside what at a glance appeared to be an innocent app called Honey. The following day, Izuku had received two texts, one from Shigaraki and one from Kirigiri. Izuku checked he wouldn't be disturbed before starting to read. Lesser than Shigaraki, kid, you have got to download this game I'm getting into. It's called Among Me. So much fun, and it'd be crazy seeing your brain at work in a game. Download it and play with me sometime. Just shoot me a text. Greater than this text message was certainly an unexpected thing to receive from a villain, but Izuku didn't see the harm in indulging this later. Izuku then proceeded on to the next text, which was from Kirigiri. Lesser than Kirigiri, tactic kill. Master wishes to meet again at the base later this afternoon. Contact me when you're ready to go. Greater than. It was exactly as expected. Concise, polite, and to the point. At least with Kirigiri, Izuku knew what to expect. After downloading and playing a few rounds of that game Shigaraki suggested while waiting for the afternoon. When the time arrived, he left the house telling Inko he was going to hang out with some friends, which wasn't a lie technically speaking. He wandered down that same alleyway and waited for Kirigiri. Once the gate opened, Izuku stepped in with joy and pride to be going to speak with his idol and master again. As he entered the bar, Izuku was greeted by a Shigaraki slumped over the bar, Kirigiri behind it, and a table with a metal suitcase with all his notebooks stacked beside it. Hello Shigaraki, Kirigiri. So how'd it feel getting voted out of the airlock, Shigaraki? Shigaraki grumbled on the bar. In response to Izuku, likely still getting over losing to Izuku over and over. Welcome back, tactic kill. I trust you have noticed the suitcase and notebooks of yours. Everything inside the suitcase is yours. I had the outfit inside especially designed to best help you in your quirk in and out of battle, along with some papers regarding your training for your future mission. Spoke the voice of All for One from the monitor toward the messy, green-haired teen. Izuku opened the suitcase and smiled at what would become his signature villain outfit. The outfit of the soon-to-be infamous tactic kill. He then withdrew the various papers. The first detailed various references to books and websites on computers, robotics, and various other forms of machinery. The next paper detailed the 4 robots and points system for this year's UA entrance exam for the hero courses, and finally was a paper on exercise and dietary guidelines. I presume the plan is to place me among the heroes in UA as a turncoat and spy, inquired Izuku as he withdrew his villain outfit's headgear, which was a black metal helmet and mask with 8 red eyes. Trying it on, Izuku found the insides of his helmet linked his eyesight to each eye, granting perfect 180-degree sight, both horizontal and vertical. You are somewhat correct, tactic kill. While yes, I do want you in UA as a turncoat, I don't intend for you to be a spy unless absolutely required, though you will be swaying hearts and minds to our way of thinking. Be they student or teacher, if you can manage to sway one of them. All for One chuckled slightly at Izuku, impressed again by his ability to deduce nearly everything in a matter of moments. Izuku listened intently to All for One, his master, his idol, and hearing his idol treat him as a fellow villain by addressing him as tactic kill made him nerd out inside, but retained a calm exterior as he further examined his helmet and mask, noticing that the eyes had various settings: infrared, X-ray, zoom, and night vision. He also noted there was a voice changer. Izuku looked at the rest of his outfit, placing the masked helmet to one side. Izuku pulled out a black metal chest piece that covered his front and back. Examining this chest piece exposed 2 circular metal hatches which, according to the guidelines, contained a single metallic arm each. The rest of his outfit was a dark gray lab coat. With the lab coat came a pair of black gauntlets that seemed linked with Izuku's quirk, allowing him to use his telekinesis on himself, be it his entire body or just certain parts. This stuff is incredible, master. How did you get this kind of technology for my gear? Izuku queried as he inspected and marveled at the outfit presented to him. Kahoha. So you enjoy your new outfit? Good. It was difficult to get made on such short notice, but to answer your question, I have a few followers on Island who, thanks to the good doctor's notes on your quirk's performance in your test to join us, helped guide them in their work. Izuku no longer contained his inner fanboy. He delighted and marveled at All for One's resourcefulness, going as far as to applaud his master. Now Izuku, take what I have given you and begin your training for UA. You have all you need. But before you go, I have less of an order, more a request for both you and young Tamura. I would like for the pair of you to bond outside of league business to grow and improve so that you may both be able to trust and depend on each other when you need help that I cannot give. Shigaraki raised his head off the bar, groaning as he stretched, looking to Izuku as All for One spoke. Shouldn't be too hard, master. The kid owes me a rematch or several in among me. Plus it'll be good to be able to stretch my legs with someone. But oh, won't I need a fake name while I'm out there? Silence fell on the room as Shigaraki raised a good point. Everyone remained silent, trying to think of a name that wasn't too close to Tamura or Shigaraki. Kurogiri chimed in on the conversation with a possible idea. How about Yamaki? There were no objections from Shigaraki or All for One. Izuku left with the suitcase full of his new stuff All for One had gifted him. The All for One. Izuku could hardly contain himself. He'd definitely have to explode into a fanboy frenzy when he got to his room. Mid-roll. Honey. Honey is a free browser add-on available on Google, Opera, Firefox, Safari. If it's a browser, it has Honey. Honey automatically saves you money when you check out on sites like Amazon, Papa John's, Kohl's. Wherever you shop, it's a good chance that Honey can save you money. All you have to do when you're checking out at these major sites, click that little orange button and it will scan the entire internet and find discount codes for you. It takes 2 clicks to install Honey. Now anytime you check out, Honey will scan the entire internet and find coupon codes for you. If there is a coupon code, they will find it. And if there's not a coupon code, you can rest assured that you are getting the best price possible, and there literally is not one available on the internet. If you install Honey right now, you can save like $50 to $100 on your shopping, doing nothing. There's literally no reason not to install Honey. It takes 2 clicks, 10 million people use it, 100,000 5-star reviews. Unless you hate money, you should install Honey. Upon reaching his home, he realized he faced one massive problem. His mother, or so he thought, when he came and she wasn't anywhere to be seen. Then he spotted a text on his normal phone that he'd left behind in his room. He read the text and sighed, throwing it away after. Lesser than mom gone to grab some coffee with friends after work. Food's in the fridge, just heated up in the microwave. Hope you are having fun with your friends. Love, Mom. Greater than. It's not that he didn't love his mother, but it was more that he was getting annoyed that she was staying out for coffee with friends after work more and more. It's bad enough his dad walked out on him and now his mom barely acknowledged him. Izuku opened up his new suitcase and took the page on his new routine for training and his new diet. Quickly, Izuku copied down the new meals he'd be eating, how many calories, and so on onto a separate piece of paper to show his mom and co. After all, it was unlikely she'd want to see the training All for One and his doctor had assigned him, especially the more intense regiments. Izuku had begun studying the point systems, both villain points for destroying robots and hero points for saving and assisting other applicants in the practical hero points. The idea sent a horrible feeling down to Izuku's stomach, but if this is what it took to get in and serve the great All for One, then so be it. He soon heard a car pull up outside, which was definitely new. Nobody here had a car that he knew of, since most people here weren't exactly rolling in yen. So he went to the window overlooking the street to see his mother exiting the passenger seat of a pretty professional-looking black car and waving happily as it drove away. Izuku could have sworn he'd seen that car before, but he can't quite remember where or when. Crap, Mom's coming to the door, gotta hide these papers. Well, maybe not the page on book and website references or my copy of my new diet. Focus, Izuku. His thoughts raced 1,000 miles an hour. Then he heard her coming upstairs to his room, most likely. As the door handle moved, Izuku pulled a random textbook and flipped it open in front of him. Izuku, I'm home. You didn't respond to my text, but you must have been having fun with those friends of yours, so glad to. What's all this? Inko cocked her head as she lifted up Izuku's new diet and gave him a confused look, which turned to worry as she found and read his poorly hidden training route. The more she read, the more concerned she looked, which in fairness any mother worth their salt would. Sweetie, I know it was hard not having your quirk for so many years, but I need you to be honest with what is all this. Some of this training and the diet and the working out seems a bit much for a teenager who is going to a regular high school he already has an acceptance letter from. So what is all this? Izuku let out a sigh, standing up, lifting his suitcase up onto his bed and opened it, revealing the outfit. Mom, I can't lie to you, not ever. I'm training to apply to UA and get in. As for this, one of my friends gifted it to me. They have links with a company that makes support items and hero costumes. This is mine. Izuku smiled as he put on the mask and lab coat over his normal clothes as opposed to the outfit's issued jumpsuit. Inko looked at her baby boy, and smiled, hugging him tight with what seemed like twice the strength that Namu had. Oh my goodness, my Izuku is going to be a hero. I'm so happy, sweetie. But don't forget, you're going there to learn how to control your quirk first, beat up bad guys second. Understand? And no killing criminals no matter how bad they are unless they give you no choice. Izuku took his masked helmet off, smiling awkwardly at Inko. God's, things were gonna be tense when he made his villain debut in this suit. Okay, Mom, only as a last resort. And I promise I'll learn to control my quirk's power. Inko smiled and kissed her dearest son. Izuku soon looked up expecting the look of a doting mother, but instead of a warm, comforting smile, there was instead a smile that sent chills down his spine, and the next words were even worse. That's good. Now I know my quirk isn't as strong as yours, sweetie, but it is in essence a stronger version of my quirk, so I'm joining you in your training, and I think I'll join you in that diet and exercise too. I have gained some weight over the years and could stand to lose that. She looked terrifying, as if she planned to put Izuku through hell. True to her word, Inko and Izuku shared in the diet and exercise, while Inko taught everything she knew about controlling telekinesis, and while she was away at work, Izuku would proceed to study the various books and websites on electronics recommended by all for one, and studied the 4 robots of the exam in great detail, hunting every weakness from the weak 1-pointer to the Titanic 0-pointer. Izuku and his mother eventually reached a point where he couldn't be taught anything more by her in regards to his quirk. However, she remained at his side for his exercises and watched over her son, who was allowed to use his quirk at Dagaba Beach to clean it of trash, an undertaking that his friends Monoma and Kamakiri were eager to join in once they heard about it. Izuku's training to enter UA. The sound of metal being slashed in half like butter screeched across the beach. Man, this is gonna take forever to clear. Izuku has already cleared half his section. Kamakiri let out a whine as he sliced through an old refrigerator. All the while, Monoma began to pant after crushing several junk piles with a quirk that enlarged his hands. Well, can you imagine Bakugo's face when he sees us? Especially Izuku. That'll make it all worth it. So Izuku, what changed your mind? I thought you hated the idea of UA. Izuku sighed as he once more had to spin his web of lies and make sure there were no holes in his story, and Monoma might be the toughest to lie to since he had this habit of seeing through Izuku's lies. Well, Monoma, I did some soul-searching with a new friend who taught me to not let my past hold me back regarding my quirk and to fully use it, but my mom taught me how to control my power. Izuku gave his story as he lifted up various piles of trash and crushed them into cubes of solid scrap, plastic, and various other trash. Inko sat on a bench watching the boys. After a while, someone sat beside her offering a coffee from a nearby cafe. As they drank their own, as Inko sparked a conversation between them. You think they have a chance to get in Shota? Outro. Thank you all for indulging yourselves in all this information thus far. I hope you enjoyed it. Now, there are a few more things that I'd like to go over before the video ends. Firstly, if you're in the mood for some great storytelling, We The Celestials has got you covered. Are We The Celestials, My Hero Academia, and Naruto What If channels retell the story of their namesake anime with a twist. Check it out if you're interested. Secondly, on behalf of We The Celestials, I'd like to thank everyone involved in the production of today's awesome content. Their details can be found in the description below. Lastly, if you're interested in what we do here at We The Celestials, then I'd like to extend you an invitation to join the team. The only caveat being that we only accept members from 16 years and up to join our crew. You can sign up for whichever category fulfills your interests by joining the recruitment Discord using the link in the description below. We're always looking for members to join us. Well, that's it from us for today's video. So thank you all for watching and have a great day.